Hello guys and welcome back to another FPL video. My name is FPL Meerkat and today I've got my Game Week 32 team selection for you guys. I don't have a free hit chip, so I'm going to be having to use transfers to navigate the blank Game Week 32. Hopefully some of you are also in a similar position. I know that a lot of people have saved their free hit chip specifically for this game week, but I had to use it earlier on in one of the previous blank game weeks. So I think it was Game Week 28 that I used it. So yeah, basically going to have to use transfers to try and navigate the blank. But first of all, let's have a look at how the Game Week 31 team did. A score of 80 points, a really nice game week for me there. A big juicy green arrow there. From just under 700k to just above 500k there. Really nice. Put me very much in the rankings again. Closer to where I want to be. Again, top 100k is still the target. Again, if I have a couple really good game weeks and I've still got the bench boost to play, maybe I can just about get there. Just need to keep having these good game weeks. But as you can see there in the team, free double-digit players there. Haaland with the captaincy getting 24 points. He even got subbed off at half-time, but yeah, he'd already done the business. I think we all saw that coming. He can definitely do the damage within 45 minutes, and obviously Pep wants to rest him for those Champions League games, despite the fact you might say they've already won against Bayern Munich, but yeah, he will still want to play a full-strength side, won't he? He won't want to take any chances. Ollie Watkins there, absolutely superb once again. 16 points, a phenomenal player. Honestly, I knew that Newcastle might have some defensive frailties in the upcoming games. They haven't looked really at their best in the last few games. They sort of seem to be tailing off, and Villa seem to be absolutely flying right now. But yeah, 16 points was certainly more than what I was expecting for Ollie Watkins, and yeah, looks like an absolute certainty in my team at the moment. And Mohamed Salah there getting 14 points, a nice little brace for him against Leeds, who looked defensively shocking. In all honesty, definitely a team to target if you've got attackers playing them. Darwin as well, coming off the bench to score a goal, which was a nice little surprise. I saw that he was benched yet again, really become a massive rotation risk now. But yeah, he still managed to come off the bench and score, which was nice. We'll get on to whether I'm keeping him or not for the blank game week in a bit. Grealish as well, returning, getting 7 points. Maybe a bit fortuitous, getting an assist by kicking the ball directly at a defender, getting a handball. Meaning he gets the assist for Haaland's penalty. He also gets subbed off before Man City concede to get a clean sheet point, and therefore gets a bonus point as well. So yeah, maybe 7 points wasn't a true reflection of how many returns he was getting, but we'll absolutely take it. And Martinelli getting 5. Martinelli was one of my transfers in. That was my transfer in this week. And yeah, he did all right. I would have much preferred Gakpo in the team, looking at how Liverpool performed. But yeah, Martinelli still putting in some good work there, getting 5 points. Saka missing a penalty. Yeah, absolutely rubbish, isn't it, with penalties at the moment? I'm not quite sure what has happened with a lot of these penalty takers. Honestly, seems to be like penalty takers are something to avoid at the moment with all the missed penalties. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see whether he's still on them. I've got a sneaky suspicion that Jesus might take the next one, but we'll have to wait and see. Bueno coming in for Ake, who was benched. Pep calling Ake undroppable and then benching him. I did actually say, I think in a previous video, it would be classic Pep to do that. And what do you know? He goes and does it, calls Ake undroppable, ends up dropping him for a game. So hopefully this means that Ake has now had a rest and that he's going to play for the rest of the season. Fingers crossed. So Bueno came in for 1 point. Again, not great that I have Bueno for the blank game week, but at least he's coming on and getting a point. It's better than nothing. It's better than a player blanking. But yeah, I'd prefer pretty much any other player who plays in Bueno's position. He seems to have lost his spot in the starting lineup for Wolves, and Wolves I think have kept 2 clean sheets in a row now where Bueno hasn't started, so I don't think he's getting into that team anytime soon. Estupiñán getting 2 points. Honestly, Brighton were a bit unlucky to lose their clean sheet. I think it was the right move to start Estupiñán, getting a nice 2 points. Trippier, I had a suspicion that Watkins would score and Trippier wouldn't get the points, but again, his ownership is so high and he can be so lethal from attacking returns that I didn't really want to bench Trippier. And then Raya in goal, getting 5 points. Raya doing what he normally does, despite conceding twice, picking up 2 bonus and 2 save points as well. So yeah, it was a very, very strong game week. Well done to the likes of you had the players like Eze and Solanke. Some absolutely great differentials there. And I will be getting in one of those differentials for my Game Week 32 team. As you can see here, Solanke is in the team. So Solanke is an interesting pick. I have removed Haaland, as you can see. Now, I'm planning on getting Haaland straight back in. It is purely because I wanted to make a forward transfer, because in Game Week 34, I'm still planning on using the bench boost. It's a little bit up in the air now because of all the injuries and stuff. I will have to take a couple more hits than I might have liked to set up the bench boost. So there is a potential that I could save the bench boost for Game Week 37, sorry. But basically, Solanke, so it was either going to be one of Solanke, Isak, or Tony that I brought in for that forward spot. I'm basically evaluating which out of the 3 is going to score most in the next 3 game weeks, because they are going to be the striker that I keep on the bench boost, and then I'm going to swap Watkins in Game Week 34 back to Haaland when Watkins plays Man United away. Again, with the form that Watkins is in, maybe that's not the best idea, but I think having Solanke for the home fixture against Leeds is much better than having Watkins away at Man United. I just really like the look of Solanke, and especially Bournemouth at this moment in time. I know people can get a bit sheepish on owning some of the bottom team players, but I mean, look at Maddison. Leicester, I believe, are 19th at the moment, and a lot of people own Maddison. So what's the difference with Solanke, who really seems to be quite a talisman at the moment for Bournemouth, getting goals and assists as well. He's getting a lot of assists, and I really don't mind forwards getting assists because you only get 1 more point for a goal as a forward anyway, and he's on penalties, and I just really like the fixtures. But the main reason why I've got Solanke in is because it does indeed give me a route back to Rashford for one of my midfielders if Rashford is pronounced fit for double Game Week 34. If he's not, I'll just go for one of the Brighton midfielders and leave it at that. But yeah, it does give me enough money in the bank to go to get Haaland back in and also upgrade to Rashford. So yeah, Solanke is in the team, and my second transfer I've done is Alexander-Arnold. I was really close to getting Trent in last game week. He got 9 points. Martinelli got 5, but I would have taken a -4 to get in Trent, so that is actually level. It's pretty level on points. But I have taken a -4 to get in Trent this game week. I think Trent is just absolutely... He's just someone I really want as a Liverpool fan as well. Obviously, we know defensively he might not be the best, but again, in FPL, it doesn't matter how bad a specific defender is, it just matters about the team's defence. And honestly, I know Liverpool gave up a goal against Leeds again last night. It was from a silly mistake from Konate. Apart from that, Liverpool weren't really troubled defensively. So I think there are clean sheets on the horizon for the Liverpool defence. And as many people have said, Trent was playing in this inverted fullback system that Pep Guardiola seems to have specialised at the moment, and Trent seems to be absolutely excelling there. Basically, not really playing the right back position, but almost inverted. He will sometimes come back to defend there, but it's him being able to express his attacking threat with those through balls, and he got 2 assists in the Leeds game. So yeah, I think the returns are definitely on the horizon for Trent, and I think he's pretty much nailed now. I think he will continue to play. So yeah, I just really like Trent in the team. The captaincy is on Salah. I don't really have any doubts there. My mind was between Salah and Saka going into this game week. Again, I think that was my decision on the previous blank game week as well. But yeah, I'm pretty firm on Salah. He seems to be back to his best. Really good against Leeds. Nottingham Forest have weaknesses on the right flank as well. And Southampton mainly have a weakness down the left flank, which is why Martinelli has actually got my vice captaincy. If I'm perfectly honest, I really don't like the way that Saka is playing at the moment. For FPL points, obviously he's a fantastic player, and he's been one of the best players of the season in the Premier League. But as of recent, I think he's got 0-0-1, hasn't he, in the last 3 game weeks? Really dried up in terms of the returns. And I think it's because of how wide he's been playing. been playing much wider with Jesus back in the team. Martinelli seems to be almost being the second striker along with Jesus. Saka seems to be in a lot more of a supportive role. His expected goal involvement has really dried up, and missing that penalty as well, I don't think it will do his confidence any good at all. I genuinely would have Saka as my 4th pick for Arsenal assets, Arsenal attacking assets this game week. I prefer Martinelli. I definitely prefer Jesus as well. I'd love to have Jesus in the team. And Ødegaard as well. I would honestly rate Ødegaard's chances of getting return more than Saka's. That's my that's a big call there, but I reckon that all 3 of those players outscore Saka this game week. Maybe we'll come back. We'll come and see how that pans out. But yeah, as for the rest of the team, Trippier, I'm not too hopeful for returns against Spurs. I do think Spurs can definitely nick a goal in that game. But again, I haven't really got much of a choice. I've taken a hit to get to 11 players, and I don't think it's worth taking another hit to take anyone out. Obviously, the person who I've stressed about is Darwin. It would be nice just to do Darwin to Jota for a -4. If I knew Jota was playing and would regularly play, I would absolutely do that with no doubt. I'm just not too sure what's going on with Darwin at the moment. He seemed to be very much first choice. And since Jota's been back, Darwin has been nursing an injury. So is it that the injury's just playing on him a little bit? But the fact that Gakpo, Jota and Salah were all subbed off at the same time in the Leeds game did make me a little worried, because that really seemed to imply that Gakpo and Jota have the same importance as Salah in the front 3. So I really rate Gakpo as a pick, by the way. Gakpo seems to be sharing minutes with Firmino, playing in the central forward role, and Darwin is sharing minutes with Jota. So I think the competition between Darwin and Jota is a lot closer than it is between Gakpo and Firmino. So I think Gakpo is a lot more nailed than Nunes is. So if I was going to pick 2 attacking assets from Liverpool, I would definitely be picking Salah and Gakpo. I would then have Jota as 3rd choice and Darwin as 4th choice. But I think, to be honest, I've just got to hold Darwin, haven't I? Just hold him for 1 more week, see if he plays this one. If he doesn't play again, I think he's got to go, because there's definitely seems to be something wrong there. Not in terms of him as a player, but he's just out of favour at that point. I'm just hoping he gets a start against Nottingham Forest. I think he's earned it, hasn't he? He scored a goal off the bench, but Jota has been playing incredibly well as well, so I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't start again. Just fingers crossed that he does. And yeah, the rest of the team, I'm really liking the look of the rest of the team. Bueno is the only one that I'm a little bit uncertain about, because again, he doesn't seem to be starting at all. He'll probably come off the bench for a 1-pointer, but again, if I take a -4 to get rid of him, I'm then basically praying that the person I get in gets a return. So I think I'm just going to have to stick by it for now. But yeah, what do you guys think of the team? Obviously, I'm predicted to get a red arrow over the free hitters, because obviously on a free hit you can have the a full pick at the best assets. So yeah, I'm probably going to get a red arrow this week. I'm just hoping that the red arrow is not too great, and I'm really hoping that Salah can really do the damage for me. Just hoping that everyone else goes for a different captaincy pick, but I'm not too confident in that after Salah's performance against Leeds. And then moving on to the team of the mini league. Team of the game week in my mini league, I mean. I was very close to being the top score in the mini league with my 80 points, but no, 82 was the top score. Salt and Pepe, you've definitely been featured in one of the previous weeks. I know you're having a pretty good season with 1,943 points. But yeah, a team quite similar to my own, with captaincy on Haaland, Watkins and Salah being the big returners there, but also having Ødegaard getting 10 points there. Ødegaard obviously outscoring my Grealish. And then Alexander-Arnold getting 9 points as well. Really nice set of returns there. Some big hitters and then some blankers. Elise in the team as well. Really nice punt. What a shame that wasn't Eze getting his 16-pointer. That would have been cherry on top. But yeah, it looks like, we can't have all the luck, can we? But yeah, a really, really nice score there. Only 2 points ahead of mine as well. But yeah, also having Saka with his blank. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for this video, guys. I hope you have enjoyed. Get your comments down below. Get any questions down below in the comments about free hit, whether you've got some dilemmas. I'll do my best to respond to all of them as well if you're not on the free hit. And also give me an idea about which players you're going to be picking on the free hit. There's a lot of differentials you could go for this week, the likes of a Jesus. I know most of you are probably going to go triple Liverpool, triple Southampton. It's just which triple do you go for. I personally like going for either triple Arsenal attack and double Liverpool defence, or potentially going for just double Arsenal attack. I don't really like the double up on the Liverpool defence. I am predicting them to get a clean sheet this week, but I just much prefer the potential of the likes of a Gakpo. I think my triple up would be Salah, Gakpo, Trent, and then for Arsenal it would be Martinelli, Ødegaard, Jesus. So yeah, I wouldn't have Saka in the team. I genuinely think he'll score lower than the rest of them. Maybe that's because of recency bias, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next FPL video.